And today's episode is all about Would you like to sing and play with me today? Great! But first, we have to go to the garden. Let's Toora do it! Welcome to the garden. It's very nice to see you. Welcome to the garden. We have lots of things to do. We'll sing, tell stories, make all new friends, and even play a bit of pretend. Welcome to the garden. Just wait and see there's more. Welcome to the garden. Come on in and let's explore. Welcome to the garden. This is where I like to sing and play. It's also where I like to learn as well. Would you like to sing and play and learn with me today? Great! Do you like to read storybooks? I love to read about faraway places and hear about people who can do amazing things. Sometimes reading can be hard, so it's nice to listen to stories too. Would you like to listen to a story? I'd like to read one right now. This story is all about a little girl and 3 bears. Once upon a time, there was a little girl called Goldilocks who lived in a forest. Also in that forest lived 3 bears. One day, Goldilocks was on a walk and she discovered a house. She knocked on the door 3 times. Knock, knock, knock. But no one answered. So she went inside. At the table, there were 3 bowls of porridge. Goldilocks' stomach rumbled. She was hungry. She picked up a spoon and tasted the porridge from the big bowl. "Ugh," she said. "It's too hot." She then tasted porridge from the medium bowl. "Ugh, it's too cold." Finally, she tasted the porridge in the small bowl. She said, "It's just right." And she ate all the porridge in the small bowl. And then her feet started to hurt after all that walking. So she decided to sit down in the living room. In the living room, there were 3 chairs. She sat in the big chair. Ugh, this chair is too wide. She then sat in the medium chair. "Ugh," she said, "this chair is too thin." She finally sat in the small chair. "Oh," she said, "this chair is just right." Just as Goldilocks was getting comfortable in the small chair, it broke into pieces. Quickly, Goldilocks got up and decided she needed a rest. She needed to find a bed. She went upstairs in the house and found a bedroom. In the bedroom, there were 3 beds. She laid down on the big bed. "Ugh," she said, "this bed is too hard." She then laid down on the medium bed. "Ugh," she said, "this bed is too soft." Finally, she laid down on the small bed. She said, "This bed is just right." And Goldilocks fell asleep. Just as Goldilocks fell asleep, the 3 bears came home.
"Someone's been eating my porridge,"
said the daddy bear. as he looked at the big bowl. "Someone's been eating my porridge," said the mommy bear as she looked at the medium bowl. "Someone's been eating my porridge, and it's all gone," said the baby bear as he looked at the small bowl.
"Someone's been sitting in my chair,"
said the daddy bear as he looked at the big chair. "Someone's been sitting in my chair," said the mommy bear as she looked at the medium chair. "Someone's been sitting in my chair, and it's broken," said the baby bear as they looked at the small chair. The three bears decided to look around their house, so they went upstairs to the bedroom.
"Someone's been sleeping in my bed,"
said the daddy bear as he looked at the big bed. "Someone's been sleeping in my bed too," said the mommy bear as she looked at the medium bed. "Someone's been sleeping in my bed, and she's still here," said the baby bear as he looked at Goldilocks sleeping in the small bed. Just then, Goldilocks woke up and saw the three bears staring down at her. "Ah!" she screamed. "Help me!" And she jumped out of the bed. Goldilocks ran down the stairs, past the broken small chair, and past the empty small bowl, and out the door and out into the forest. Goldilocks decided that whenever she knocked on a door and no one answered, she would never go inside again. And they all lived happily ever after. What a great story that was! I hope you enjoyed story time too. Let's sing a song about meeting a bear. The other day, I met a bear, a great big bear, all the way up there. The other day, I met a bear, a great big bear, all the way up there. He looked at me, I looked at him. He sized up me, I sized up him. He looked at me, I looked at him. He sized up me, I sized up him. He said to me, "Why don't you run? I think it is a lot of fun." He said to me, "Why don't you run? I think it is a lot of fun." And so I ran away from there, but right behind me was that bear. And so I ran away from there, but right behind me was that bear. Ahead of me, I saw a tree, a great big tree, oh golly gee. Ahead of me, I saw a tree, a great big tree, oh golly gee. The lowest branch was 10 feet up. I'd have to jump and trust my luck. The lowest branch was 10 feet up. I'd have to jump and trust my luck. And so I jumped into the air, but I missed that branch on the way up there. And so I jumped into the air, but I missed that branch on the way up there. Now don't you fret, now don't you frown, 'cause I caught that branch on the way back down. Now don't you fret, now don't you frown, 'cause I caught that branch on the way back down. This is the end, there is no more, unless I meet that bear once more. This is the end, there is no more, unless I meet that bear once more. That was so much fun, singing a song about a bear. Hi, Cat. Look, it's Cat the cat. It's very nice to see you. Where is Cat? There is Cat. Where is Cat? to a story called Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Oh, do you know that story? It's a very good one, isn't it? Oh, you want to play a game? With all the words in the story, how are you going to do that? Oh, look! Kat just made some of the words from our story appear. Now what, Kat? What are you gonna do? Oh no! Kat, where did all the first letters go? Oh, this must be the game. We have to guess the first letter of all the words. Do you think you can play this game? Let's do it. Let's start with this word. This is a bed. What letter does the word bed start with? B. B. What letter do you think it is? Did you say the letter B? That's right. B, E, D. That spells bed. Great job. Let's do the next one. This is a chair. What letters does the word chair start with? Ch. 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 Do you know what two letters make a ch sound? Did you say the letter C and H? That's right. C, H, A, I, R. That spells chair. Great job. Let's do the next word. That's a table. What letter does the word table start with? T, t, t. Do you know what letter makes a t sound? Did you say the letter T? That's right. T, A, B, L, E. That spells table. Great job getting that first letter. Let's do the next one. That's a spoon. What letter does the word spoon start with? S, s, s. Do you know what letter makes the sound S? Did you say the letter S? That's right. S, P, O, O, N. That spells spoon. Well done. Let's do another one. That's a bear. What letter does the word bear start with? B. B. That one sounds familiar. Have we done this sound before? Do you know what letter makes a B sound? Did you say the letter B? That's right. B, E, A, R. That spells bear. Hey, that's the same letter as bed. Well done. How about we do one more word? Let's go on to the next one. This is a girl, like Goldilocks. What letter does the word girl start with? G. 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 Do you know what letter makes a G sound? Did you say the letter G? That's right. G, I, R, L. That spells girl, like Goldilocks, which also starts with a G. How fun is that? Cat, we did it. We found all the first letters of the words in our story. That was super fun to sound out the letters and spell our words. I hope you had fun too. But I feel like it's time to do something new. What will it be? What will Toora do? It's time to tell our own story. A story is made up of 3 parts: a beginning, a middle, and an end. The beginning is where we meet the characters, where they live, and what they want to do. The middle is when the character is trying to do what they want, but a problem happens and stops them. The end is when the characters find a way to fix the problem, and they end up doing what they wanted to do all along. Would you like to tell a story with me? Great! This is a fill-in-the-blank story. When you see the green circle, you have to shout out the name of an animal. And that animal is a mouse. When you see a red circle, you have to shout out the name of a game. And that game is basketball. When you see a blue circle, you have to shout out a magic word. And the magic word is whoosh. Are you ready to tell a story with me? Great! Once upon a time, there was a... They were very little, a lot smaller than all the other animals who lived in the forest. Every day, the little would leap from their bed and run to their height chart, but they never seemed to grow bigger. Sometimes the other animals would laugh and tell them they were too little to play. This made the little sad, so they would play by themselves underneath the big oak tree. One day, the little was playing by themselves underneath the big oak tree. All of a sudden, a magical sound was heard, and the little heard a voice. You wish for something you are not. So until you know what you've got, I will give you what you're looking for, and then you will not wish for more. I wish to be big, big enough to play with all the other animals. With a booming laugh that shook its leaves and branches, the big oak tree granted the wish of the little. Go home and rest, for tomorrow starts your test. Discover what matters on the inside, for it's not your height, but your heart that decides. The little ran straight home and jumped into bed, squeezing their eyes tight to fall asleep faster, hoping that the big oak tree would really make them big. In the middle of the night, a magical sound was heard. Something had definitely changed. When the little woke up, They leapt from their bed and ran to their height chart, hoping to see a change. And just as the big oak tree said, the little was not little anymore. They were perfect. That day, the perfect played with all the other animals in the forest. They had so much fun. That night, they crawled into bed and had one sleepy thought. Today was perfect. The next day, the perfect leapt from their bed and ran to their height chart to find out they had grown again. The perfect was not perfect anymore. They were big. They thought they were even better. That day, the big played with all the other animals in the forest. They had so much fun, and because they were bigger than all the other animals, playing was really easy. That night, they crawled into bed and had one sleepy thought. Today was even better. The next day, the big leapt from their bed and ran to their height chart to find they had grown again. The big was not big anymore. They were giant. That day, all the other animals wouldn't let the giant play. You're too giant. The game won't be fun anymore if you play. This made the giant feel sad, and so they went to play by themselves underneath the big oak tree, except they no longer fit underneath. The giant sat down and cried. No one would play with me when I was little, and now no one will play with me because I'm giant. All of a sudden, a magical sound was heard, and the giant heard a booming laugh. The giant oak tree was laughing at them. Oh my, have you learnt your lesson? From your sadness, I'm only guessing. As I said before, your size doesn't matter. It's about your heart that goes pitter-patter. You are perfect just as you are, and in time you'll grow and touch the stars. Do you really think so? Said the giant. I know so, said the big oak tree. The giant sat and thought for a very long time. They thought about what the big oak tree had said. Maybe being big wasn't what they needed. Maybe being little was just right for right now. Maybe being big would be just right for later. And with that, the giant crawled into bed, squeezing their eyes tight to fall asleep faster, hoping the big oak tree would really make them little again. But little would be just right. What a great story that was! About a little mouse that gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And soon they'd realize that everything about them was just perfect the way they were. Let's sing a song about storytelling. blocks of snow. Story time, story time. Things to be learned from the stories that are heard. Listening, morals and lessons too, all to make a better you. Story time, story time. Hearing the words, all the nouns and the verbs. Listening to what I'm told. Stories both young and old. What about the duckling who wasn't cute? They were all alone from dusk to dawn. Time went along and they all grew up. That duckling was a beautiful swan. How about the tortoise and the hare? One was slow and the other really fast. The hare went along and took a nap, and in the race the tortoise wasn't last. Story time, story time. Things to be learned from the stories that are heard. Listening, morals and lessons too, all to make a better you. Story time, story time. Hearing the words, all the nouns and the verbs. Listening to what I'm told. Stories both young and old. Wow, what a great song that was to sing. Hi, Kat. Is this for me? Thank you. Ooh, Kat, did you draw this picture? Well, it's a very nice picture, but I don't know what it is. Do you know what it is? How big is this thing, Kat? Oh, as big as you. So it's not that big. And what do you do with this thing? You hit things? What do you hit with it? What do you mean? Who is our visitor today? It looks like Kat has gone to find our visitor. But to open the door, we have to use our magic. Put your hands together and rub them like this. Now we say the magic words. They go like this. Toora Roo, Toora Roo, come on in. Let's do it together. Ready? Toora Roo, Toora Roo, come on in. It's a carpenter. Do you see all the tools on the tool belt they're wearing? They use tools to build furniture and things out of wood. Oh, are you the carpenter that built the table, the chairs, and the beds in our story? Wow, that's so cool. You're very talented. And look at all the tools you have. One of these tools must be what Kat drew a picture of. Let's try to match the drawing to one of the carpenter's tools. Was Kat's drawing this one? No, this is a saw. This is what they use to cut the wood into smaller pieces to work with. What about this one? No, these are nails. Nails are what we hit into wood so that the two pieces will stay together. What about this one? No, that's not it either. This is a screwdriver. A screwdriver helps twist screws into wood pieces when you can't hit nails into them. Didn't Kat say that what they drew is something you hit with? What tool do you use to hit things? Oh, a hammer! Kat drew a picture of a hammer. And a carpenter will use a hammer to hit nails into pieces of wood so they stay together. And that's what helps furniture come together. Let's sing a song about our visitor today. This carpenter is our visitor today. They went knock, knock and came to play. This carpenter has been lots of fun. They went knock, knock and our friendship begun. Knock, 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 a visitor to a friend. Knock, 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 a visitor to a friend. This carpenter here makes things out of wood. They use their tools and each piece is really good. This carpenter here, oh, the time, oh my. They came for a while, but it's time to say goodbye. Knock, 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 a visitor to a friend. Knock, 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 a visitor to a friend. It looks like our time together is almost finished. Thank you for coming and singing and playing with me today. Oh, I mean, thank you for coming and singing and playing with us today. But before you go, let's sing one final song. Thank you for coming and singing with me. Thank you for coming and playing with me. I hope you had fun in the garden today. So I would like to say goodbye in my special way. Goodbye, Toora Roo, I'll see you again. Goodbye, Toora Roo, I'll see you again. Goodbye.